Back for another video. This one's talking about Blender as a substitute for other landscape programs. Blender as a landscape program alternative. So go with that.
I should start off with saying defining Blender. Blender is a 3D program, free to use, open source, all crazy stuff going on in it. So using Blender as an alternative landscape tool, mainly because it's free and open source, so you can get all kinds of assets online and just plop them in your scene and just be good, like honestly. And it's fast, very, very fast render times. So this is free, right? And get this right here, Lumion, this right here, Lumion 12 looks fantastic. This looks amazing, and it's quick to build too. 1700, 3400. Holy fuck! They get everything. It's quite a lot, but I don't think I'd pay more than I would pay my computer for. Oh my god, it literally costs more than my computer, I swear to god. But it's a very good program. Very good program. Right, SketchUp. SketchUp, very easy conceptual program. That 120 a year. And that's for the basic. Yeah, okay. Rhino, 1,000. It's gonna cost you $1,000. Yep. AutoCAD, $1,700, almost $1,800. All right. Adobe Creative Cloud, $60, almost. Oh yeah, $53 a month. But if you're a student, it's totally worth it. $20 a month. If you're creating a lot of stuff as a student, definitely this is most definitely worth it. A lot of things you can do in Adobe is a lot easier than doing it in Blender. Although you can do it in Blender, just Photoshop and Illustrator is way easier to use if you're just doing like paintings or touch-ups on photos. It's very good. InDesign is also great. But a lot of the stuff you can do in Blender just as well. But maybe not just as well, but no. But basically, it's great. Use Creative Cloud. So that was just number one, the pricing. Pricing is incredibly high for the other programs, as free is can be beat. Next thing I want to say about Blender can look just as good as the other things. Blender can have all this kinds of stuff. It can do so many things. It's very versatile. It doesn't just have to look real. It can be animated. And also has tons of add-ons. So if you like, Blender has these add-ons called Blender Kit. And the Blender Kit basically lets you be like Lumion, just adding assets, and they're free assets, so you don't have to pay for anything. There's a lot of freedom with the Blender, but some may say it's a little too much freedom for someone who's very new at this. In terms of looks, I think Blender beats out the other categories by far just because how versatile it is. Here's some of the things I've done just to showcase a different type of style you could do. I like doing this animated style because I'm a huge fan of anime, and it looks great. In terms of support, I think Blender has a ton of support. Not to say the other programs do not have any support. They have great support too. It's just Blender has so many tutorials about how to make everything, because it's free, open source, everyone uses it, and anyone can make a tutorial about something they learned or they like. So you can kind of piggyback off that. You can also export objects as object files in Blender to programs like Rhino, so you can work on it both ways. Or if you want to transfer, let's say you made it in Rhino, you can transfer it over to Blender and render in Blender because you like the render engine more. So overall, Blender being a better price point, better in terms of styles and versatility, and having typically better support and render times. I would personally choose Blender all day, every day, and I would recommend it to anyone who would like to try it. But there's a couple downsides to Blender. Blender is not as a precise tool as, let's say, Rhino, and can't draw lines as well or as efficiently as, let's say, AutoCAD, and may not be as easy to use as Lumion. So these other programs, although they have a price point, they do have their uses, of course. So instead of using Blender as a replacement for all these tools, you could use it as an alternative or to include it with your tool set.